Hey guys, welcome to On My Shelf. Today I'm talking about persevering even when it seems like no one is listening. This week, On My Shelf is celebrating 1 year. If you were to look at followers and number of views and stats that all the business people tell us mean something important, you wouldn't be able to tell that I've been doing this for a year. As I crept up on this 1 year anniversary of producing a show that first began as a weekly show and more recently became a weekday show, I found myself mired down a little by these statistics. I don't usually check statistics because, honestly, they don't really matter that much to me. I do what I do because I love it, because I have to, because there is no other choice for me but to share books and advice and life so that others might find themselves in the things I have to say or feel encouraged and inspired or, at the very least, find their next great read. So I don't often check statistics. But an anniversary is also a time to consider what's working and what's not. I have a lot on my plate as a writer. I publish 5 blogs a week. I publish 5 videos a week. I write at least 50,000 words of fiction and nonfiction every week. I have 6 children. I have a husband. I have a life outside of my career. Producing this video show eats away hours of my time every single week. The statistics of it started weighing me down a little. Writers are constantly battling the ups and downs, the victories and the not quite victories, the visible and the invisible. I started to question the value I had to offer. I started to question what I was possibly doing wrong. I started to question whether I should do it at all anymore. This isn't the first time I've asked myself these questions. Periodically, I'll find myself in this pervasive state of invisibility, and it's not easy to climb out from under that cloak. But what it always boils down to for me is that I create value so that in the future, whether that's now or not, someone will find my content and their world will shift a little for the better. I'm not doing any of this for notoriety or fame or even the coveted viral spot on the internet. I'm doing it because it's vital to my life. Without it, I'm a little less me. But even if it didn't boil down to that, it would boil down to another concept that's become important in everything I do for my writing career. I like to call it the long game. The long game is exactly what it sounds like, long. It means that whatever success looks like for me, and sometimes I admit that's hard to define, because sometimes the world steps in and says it should be number of books sold, and number of views on a video, and number of visitors to a blog. But whatever success looks like, it's not going to happen overnight. We do not become brilliant writers overnight. One essay, one story, one idea doesn't make us brilliant. We become brilliant in the work, the everyday creation of these multiple essays and multiple stories and multiple ideas developed into whatever it is they become. This is a long, long game. The internet and its visibility likes to lure us in and say things have changed in recent years, but they haven't. Writing has always only been a long game. The ones who show up every day and work in spite of who's reading or watching or listening, they're the ones who will become brilliant. A writing career is like a giant Himalayan lily. Do you know about this flower? For most of its life, it exists as a clump of shiny leaves, but after 5 to 7 years, it almost magically grows nearly 10 feet and unfolds its trumpet-shaped flowers for the first time. Next week, I'll talk about some practical applications of this. But for now, remember the old adage, slow and steady wins the race. Persevere, even when no one is paying attention. And maybe, if we're both lucky, we'll see each other under our invisibility cloaks and wave and give a thumbs up and carry on our separate ways. I hope you've enjoyed this look at doing the work even when you feel invisible. Be sure to visit thiswriterlife.com to access my resource library and for more tips on writing and publishing within the context of being a parent. If you have any questions about the craft of writing, creativity, or publishing, leave them in the comments. For more On My Shelf, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.